So Chad, what can you tell us about this new CashPass program?
There was so much demand for housing that many of our pre-approved, absolutely amazing borrowers were not getting their offers accepted because they were getting beat out by cash. We are still having a high demand of people that want to be homeowners. And I'm sitting there going, my pre-approved buyer is offering you 50, 75, maybe 100,000 more, and you can't wait 3 or 4 weeks. The moral of the story is get in and get pre-approved.
Hopefully with this CashPass, they'll be closer to the top.
I think they're going to blow out anybody else that has a loan. We really can say it's going to be a cash deal one way or another. I mean, you're either going to get the loan comes through that fast or it's cash.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Jason Walters here. Thank you for tuning in. And today we have a special guest. His name is Chad Cockerell. He is with Guild Mortgage. And today we're going to be talking about CashPass. So why don't you introduce yourself, Chad? Tell us a little bit about you and your company you work with, how long you've been in the mortgage industry, all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, that's a loaded question. Well, I've been in the mortgage business for quite a bit. I'm a second generation loan officer. So I was being drug around to loan offices and real estate offices starting at 10 years old. So I don't know. Did I get time served in the loan officer union for that? I'm not sure. Started working for my dad at 14. No joke. I was a processor assistant and I was licensed by 19. So now I'm on my 30th year of originating loans. I work with Guild Mortgage. We are a direct lender. All we do is focus on mortgages. And so they're somewhere, just depending on the year, in the top 10 on volume originated. And so it's a really great company to work for.
Nice, man. Since you were 10 years old?
Yeah.
That's good. I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so today what we want to talk about is CashPass. Now, Chad has done a ton of loans for me. Probably we've done like 100 deals together. And he recently told me about a new program that Guild is offering called CashPass. So it sounded really interesting. I wanted to go ahead and get some more information about it. So Chad, what can you tell us about this new CashPass program?
Well, let me tell you why Guild created this product is because there was so much demand for housing that many of our pre-approved, absolutely amazing borrowers were not getting their offers accepted because they were getting beat out by cash. And it was extremely frustrating for them. I mean, they're doing everything right. And if the seller had taken their offer, we would have been able to close in, like we just did that last one, 21 days, right? We were actually, I would have been able to do it in 16, 17 days. They had signed their docs and we were sitting around twiddling our thumbs because we had them so down the road, pre-approved with an underwriter, not just automated underwriting, which is great, but we actually had them fully underwritten with a human underwriter, the one that, that makes all the calls that says you can go to docs. And so, and what was really surprising was people with cash could come in and offer 50,000 less, or you'd be better at this than I would. You probably have some real war stories where maybe it was 100,000 because they could have the cash in 5 to 10 days. And I'm sitting there going, you're kidding me, right? I mean, my pre-approved buyer is offering you 50, 75, maybe 100,000 more. And you can't wait 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know what kind of money you make on a monthly basis, seller, but that's a lot of money for sitting around on 3 to 4 weeks. But the point being is it just wasn't happening for a lot of our buyers. And so Guild came up with a program where essentially we are going to try to close a borrower's loan, but they have to be pre-approved with us. We're going to still try to get done in 15 days, but if we cannot get it done in 15 days, we're paying all cash for that house. So our goal is to get the loan done, but we are making an all cash offer. We're telling the seller, look, whether we do a loan or not, the plan, the buck stops with us. You will be paid off. You will have your money in 15 days. And so we get everybody pre-approved. We get them in the CashPass program. And obviously we're going to try to get their loan closed because we can save them some money by getting their loan done. But again, it allows them to go in and go, hey, I've got an all cash offer. Let me get a discount now, or let me beat out the other 10 offers that have financing.
So basically, the borrower is going to submit a cash offer. And if I understand this correctly, how does that work? Is Guild
Well, okay,
actual
so
buyer on the contract?
yeah, we're basically, in essence, we are the buyer. We will become the buyer. So you have your regular buyer, and it's assignable to Guild so that we can pay cash. So we will become the owner of the property.
Nice, nice. So you pay cash,
Mm-hmm.
and then when the financing for that borrower is complete, that goes to Guild Mortgage, the
Yeah,
funds.
correct. They're basically there's two escrows.
Nice.
So if for some reason we can't get the loan done in time, we pay cash. It's an all cash purchase. You're 15 days, and then we will then subsequently sell it to them for the price we bought it for. And yes, they're going to pay the escrow fees and title fees that we paid on the purchase and the new title and escrow fees on this new purchase. So there's two transactions.
Now, I know there's obviously a huge benefit for the borrower, being able to get
Yes.
your offer accepted
Yes. Yeah.
and beat out other offers. Now, is this more expensive for the borrower?
Yes. Okay. So we did two transactions. We did a purchase transaction. And so there's going to be title and escrow fees with that purchase. Then we're going to sell it to the buyers or our borrowers. I guess, yeah, they're buyers and borrowers still. So they're going to have title and escrow fees there. Also, Guild is going to charge a one-time fee of $13.95, which is the lowest in the industry. There are a few of our competitors that are doing it, but ours is the lowest of the bunch. So obviously the goal is, hopefully we've been able to save some money on the front end because we got a better price. Or, maybe at the end of the day, they just go, I don't care about, I got my dream home. I was tired of getting beat out. So there are some extra expenses to doing it, but we're hoping that the advantages outweigh the costs.
So even if you save $10,000 on the purchase price, that's a win,
Absolutely.
right? The fees that you guys charge, that's going to be offset.
Yeah. I mean, and again, you get the house that you really wanted.
Right. I think the most important thing for me to sell to the client would be you get the house. If there's multiple offers on the property, hopefully with this CashPass, they'll be closer to the top.
I think they're going to blow out anybody else that has a loan because we really can say it's going to be a cash deal one way or another. You mean you're either going to get the loan comes through that fast or it's cash?
Yeah, I love that. Now, when you're qualifying the borrower, getting the loan approved,
Yes.
are you doing like two different scenarios? Are you getting both of these ready in some instances? Is there more work involved to qualify for the CashPass than their traditional financing?
No. So basically, we're going to get them fully approved. And if they found a property, let's say, for example, your next pre-approval comes over, we get them pre-approved just like normal. No extra fees, no other special considerations. Now, you go shopping with them and you found, wow, there's this really great house. You know how it is when it's really turnkey and it's in a great location and you're at that open house and you can see like there was 20 couples here, when we were there. Tons of demand. You can see it already going to go into heated battle. That's when we would say, okay, we think we need to pull that card. And we're going to switch it to a CashPass. At that time, you would send us over the information, the listing information, and then if you can, give us a couple comps, and we take it to our CashPass committee to make sure it's something that's acceptable. Now, one thing, it can work on single family, 1 to 4 unit single family, but they don't want to do condos because condos have a little extra, with the HOAs, and it's too hard to know if the HOA is acceptable. The condo may be acceptable, but we always have to make sure that the HOA is solvent and strong. And there's just no way to do that in 24 hours. Now, so basically, as I say, the only way I could see that is if we got a condo cert, but I mean, they just don't want to do that because they can't guarantee they can get it done. So within basically same day, or within, very shortly, like half a day, if it came in late in the day, we would have something in the morning. They basically go, yeah, that property works. And here's your CashPass certificate.
I love that.
And now you're running around with this certificate on that particular house. So that's when you as an agent need to let us know we have found their dream home. or we think there's an opportunity here. If we go in with cash, we're going to get a really significant savings. That's when we convert it. So the moral of the story is get in and get pre-approved. You have to be pre-approved, because if, let's say, somebody goes, oh my gosh, I found my dream home, and they're not pre-approved yet, we've got to get them fully approved. We've got to know that they can buy that property from us. So it can't be like, oh, I found the dream home and then let's do a pre-qualification and do the CashPass. We've got to get them fully approved.
So yeah, definitely want to get them fully approved. And then depending on the property, if, I call the listing agent, they say, man, we got 5 offers. Then at that time, we would entertain the CashPass. But, if there's no offers on the property, we might just use our traditional financing.
I totally agree with you. Yep. I would say we just go the normal route.
Right. Okay. Now, I'm sure you've noticed in the last month or two, you've been noticing some changes in the market.
Yeah.
How's that coming along? How is that affecting your business?
Well, obviously, CashPass is a great program. I wish we had it, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, right? I mean, but we just didn't know how bad a need there was going to be. The market's just been shifting and so volatile over the last 24 months, like in our entire lives have been volatile over the last 24 months, obviously. But the market is definitely changing. We are still having a high demand of people that want to be homeowners. There's still people getting pre-approved. What they're trying to do, in my estimation, is, and we still have offers going out. I mean, I dealt with 4 new offers this weekend between Friday and Sunday. People out there shopping, putting in offers. So there's still demand. I don't think there's as much demand because people are trying to figure out what's going on with the economy. I mean, inflation is on the brain. Elections starting to come up now. What does that mean? And let's be honest, if you're paying more at the pump, you're paying more at the grocery store, and now interest rates are higher, people are trying to reconfigure their budget, so to speak. And so we're really trying to get people to understand you want to marry the house and date the rate. Mm-hmm. And what that means is find the house that you really like, grab it, because I'm telling you, as soon as rates start to calm down and consumer confidence comes back, this little lull we're going to have is going to ramp right back up. So this is a great time actually to grab a house. And what we're telling people is look, don't go crazy on points. I mean, yes, you can buy down the interest rate by giving a lender points. And, just for the average person, that means you're going to give more money up front on the day of closing to get a lower payment. But we'd say, look, don't go crazy there. Take maybe a little bit higher payment with less fees on this, because we're hoping that this loan will be replaced with a better loan with a lower interest rate in 12 to 36 months. I guess that would be a range. I mean, these rates did pop up pretty fast. I can tell you, being in this business this long, I can't even put on one hand how many times that's happened. So this is about the 3rd time it popped up. And it's kind of one of those things I always say, what goes up must come down. So that will probably switch directions and ease up a little bit. And
rates, they were over 6% here recently. They have came down since then, right?
Oh, yeah, they're bouncing around. It's still kind of volatile. So yeah, we're seeing the range between 5.5 and 5.99. If it's a condo with less than 25% down or a little bit lower credit score, it could pop up into the low 6s.
Okay. And how long has this CashPass program been? How long has this CashPass program been in effect?
Well, basically, we just got it rolled out. It's now nationwide. We've had it for about 60 days. And to be honest with you, no one has taken us up on it yet. We're still getting normal financing approved and moving through it. So, like I said, I wish we had this 2 years ago, but I still feel like we'll be pulling the trigger for a few of our clients. And you know what? It really at least gives them another option, another, like you could say, another club in your golf bag, and for whatever situation comes up.
So with the CashPass, from what I'm reading on the form that you sent me on the flyer, no financing or appraisal contingencies necessary, correct?
That is correct. Yep. We do order an appraisal, so we ask the seller to give us access to the property, but it is not a requirement of that loan. So you do not have to have financing or appraisal contingency there. So it's literally like you're walking and going, we're going to give you a 15-day all cash offer. They do want them to have a 7-day inspection period to get a whole home inspection to make sure
And you
that
guys want to approve and review the inspection report, correct?
yeah, they want to make sure there isn't some major issue there.
No, totally
I mean,
understand
I got to
that.
give Guild credit. They're going out on a limb here. They're buying a house for someone, and they own it for a while.
Have you heard about other programs like this? I think there was a couple other people that were doing something similar. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I have heard there's a couple different companies. I just know when we were doing a comparison, there was like 3 other companies, and we were looking across the board. Some of them had lower LTV guidelines. Some of them charged more for their part in it. Not only did they want the escrow fees reimbursed, the normal closing costs reimbursed, but they wanted more as a lender fee also.
So what I'm really interested in is I believe there's a part of CashPass that will allow the sellers to, if they're looking for a home of choice, instead of writing an offer with a contingency, is there something built into CashPass where they could purchase the new property before they sell the current property that they own?
So okay.
The seller, say I have come across a seller,
right,
and they want to sell their house and buy a new property.
Right.
The issues we face, in this last market that we've had is writing that contingent offer. So, we want to buy your house.
Your buyer is also a seller at that point.
Correct. So is there any type of feature built into this CashPass where they can buy the new house before they sell their current property?
Yes, as long as they can put the down payment funds and they can qualify with both house payments just in case that other transaction falls out. So yes, it is possible, but if it's totally dependent on that sale, then that would be more of an issue, because what if that transaction didn't close?
No, of course.
Yeah, but yes, if they qualify for both. I mean, you and I have a borrower right now that's relocating from another state, and they haven't sold those other homes. They're qualifying with several house payments right now, and they can do it.
As long as they qualify for both,
yeah,
then we can still buy the new one cash without a contingency.
Because they can still pull the trigger and make it happen, and they can decide later, do I want to rent it or I want to keep selling it?
Okay. Now, talk to me about a bridge loan. Okay, so I know that the bridge loans keep coming up, and the main reason is because it's super hard. I mean, offers are pretty difficult to get accepted right now, just depending on the price range. But when you throw in a contingency in place, then it really makes it tough. So
right.
What is a bridge loan, and how might we be able to use this bridge loan to help this issue that some of our clients have?
So a bridge loan is a temporary loan. Basically, we want it to be 6 months or less, where we're putting on a second deed of trust, so a second mortgage, and we're helping a seller extract some of their equity. So essentially they have all this equity, but they can't get it liquid, and they need liquid funds to do the new purchase. So this bridge loan allows them to extract some of that equity. And so they can basically come to us and we can put the bridge loan in place. They can then take those funds to go buy. Again, they're going to qualify for both house payments. And, then the goal would be that they would get their place sold within 6 months.
Okay. Have you been doing a lot of these bridge loans during this last market?
We have, and also before that came out, what we were telling people is, look, before you list your house, get a home equity line of credit. So in essence, we were helping them do it that way. If you have your home listed and you try to get a home equity line of credit, they're not going to give it to you, and that's like a local, whatever bank that is doing the home equity line of credit. We do have companies that will do it. We don't personally do them, but we can help arrange for it. but we also have some sources outside that do a really good job and keep the fees really low. And so that is how we were making that work. And it's still an option. We still can look at, like, do you want to use our bridge loan, or does it make more sense for you to get an outside bridge loan in sorts by doing a home equity line of credit? We do what's best for the client. We're not, as you know, we're not high pressure. We're not trying to get another transaction in by not telling them all the avenues there. We're going to say, hey, look, here you have a couple different options to extract the equity out of that home.
And do you guys do HELOCs there?
We do not, because these companies do them for free. I mean, the banks do them as a loss leader. They lose money on them. They actually spend money on appraisal, title, and escrow, and they don't charge anything up front. If someone pays it off within 5 years, they have to pay an early closure fee of $500. Well, that's like nothing. So we do have a couple sources that will do it at no cost, but we are not the actual lender. We're basically getting them in touch with outside companies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, quick question. Question that I have for you is, so Guild is a direct lender, okay?
Yes.
And there's a lot of companies, a lot of lenders out there that are brokers. Can you tell us a little bit about the pros and cons, or like why working with a direct lender would be better or worse, or, in what scenarios is working with a direct lender better, and what scenarios do you feel that maybe working with a broker would be better?
Well, actually, in a sense, this is going to really complicate things. We're kind of both. We're a hybrid. Okay. So what I mean by that is we do our own loans, but we also can broker out. So the broker is an independent company that is putting together, is independent from the company that's funding the loan. So there's, basically they take the application, they process the file, they're dealing with the customer, and then they submit it to a wholesale lender. That wholesale lender underwrites it and then funds the loan. Okay. A direct lender, everything is done under one roof. So, from application to funding. And then one of the advantages to Guild Mortgage is that we also service a lot of our loans, not all of them, but a massive chunk of servicing portfolio. So a great percentage, I'd say probably 80-90% of our loans are serviced by Guild. So you can have somebody literally, because Guild's been around for 60 plus years now, you could have somebody apply or do their first consultation with Guild Mortgage and make their last payment to Guild Mortgage. So that's very rare in this world right now. So in essence, what's nice about a direct lender is that, let's say I have a situation. In fact, I have a situation right now where they're trying to buy a house and there's some issues with the home and we need to get some things pre-cleared. I can talk to our underwriting department. I can get things cleared ahead of time. And that's what's really nice, is that we go back to that underwriter and go, okay, this is the one we talked to you about. All of the things being the same, nothing's majorly has shifted since our initial consultation. We're coming back to you now. This transit, what you kind of already gave us a green light on, we're going to go ahead and proceed with. It's just really nice because we can, when we get a pre-approval, we feel really confident in that we can go back and have them execute on that pre-approval. Now, with a broker, being honest, they can't get that. That's one of their disadvantages. So they're like, well, you can't just send a bunch of pre-approvals up to wholesalers. Now, maybe they've changed their tune a little bit, but I can tell you when they're busy, they don't do that. Maybe now with things being a little slower, oh, hey, we're please send your pre-approval. We'll get you all pre-approved. And I'm talking with a human, not the automated underwriting, but with a broker, let's say you get turned down by one company, you can go to another company. You can say, oh, you don't like it. This particular underwriter doesn't like it at wholesaler A, and now I'm going to submit it over to wholesaler B. Now, with regard to pricing, it is, I always tell people, and I'm the king of analogies, but it's like a horse race. You will find that the horse that's leading in turn one is a different horse that's leading in turn two, and there's a different horse in turn three, and there's a different horse in turn four. And of course, everybody's like, well, yeah, I want to know which one's going to be leading in turn four because they're probably going to win the horse race. And I get that. But what I'm trying to get at is I have access to a lot of broker pricing engines, and I have friends that are brokers. And I mean, both business models work, but I can tell you on any given day, I've seen where we were just crushing it and other days where they're beating us. And a lot of times it's just neck and neck. And so really it's going to come down to, you're as a borrower, you're trying to get the best rate. I get that, but there's so much more than just interest rate. It comes down to a lot of things like education and coaching and, wealth creation and handholding and service. And there's so much more to it. And, I always tell people, I go, just think about getting your LASIK eye surgery. There's your doctor goes, well, I'll charge you $8,000 for both eyes. You're like, yeah, but I don't know. That's kind of expensive. And yeah, that is expensive. But how do you really feel when you're going to somebody who says, I'll do $19.99 for each eye? You start to go, you're going in there. I mean, you're really going, what am I getting? I mean, what am I giving up? And, when it comes to something that serious, we're laughing about it, but it's true, right? I mean, this is a big decision. Like if this goes wrong, I'm blind, whereas the same thing, if this goes wrong and what it's like when an escrow goes wrong because the financing is not going great, it's a nightmare. And so it comes down to reputation's a big part of it. And so, I understand the desire to save money. And I can tell you on some days, we're going to be that horse in turn 4 and we're going to win the race. And other times, you know what? But even if we don't win the race, we're within a photo finish of them. So you might go, oh, I could have saved like $150, or maybe you could say I could have saved $1,000. Yeah, I guess you could have, but the experience could be day and night, absolute day and night.
Well, I know that for a fact, man. Like I said, we've done 100 deals together, and I think all 100 have gone through.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually think you might be right on that. But yeah, I mean, I tell you this much, us well enough that we're going to fight like crazy and advocate for your borrowers, especially we understand their story. We understand, what they're trying to do. And if it makes sense, we're going to fight like crazy. And I got to be honest with you, I've had a really great run, knock on wood, but I've never, and this is in 12 years of being with Guild, I've never had a loan where I go, they're nuts. They should have done that loan. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So I go, and loans that they have turned out, I go, yeah, I get it. I can understand why you think it's marginal. I can understand why you're scared of it, but if I go, no, this makes sense. We did a great job documenting the file. We've had to escalate things. That's just the way it goes. But that's when I was in the broker world, we had to escalate it too. You get on the phone with your account executive, you start, harping on them and hey, you need to take this up, the chain of command. I just find that we get much quicker responses and better pre-underwriting service for pre-approved buyers being a direct lender. I can send up pre-approvals all day long, and that's what we're doing. We're just getting people positioned and ready to go. And if they decide to pull, some of these people decide to do CashPass, we go, yeah, you're good because your loan's totally approved.
I love it, man. Love it. You guys do a great job. Now, is there anything else about Guild Mortgage, any special programs or anything you'd like to share?
Oh, we are doing some extended locks so that, where we can lock in an interest rate up to 360 days in advance. So especially if somebody has new construction, we can do 360-day lock with a float down. That has been very popular. And it's needed definitely in the new construction world. Yeah, CashPass is our big one. Another thing that's kind of interesting that we really haven't promoted a lot is we're licensed in 43 states. So we have seen an exodus of people buying and some of them moving out of California. I mean, they're buying in other states, like an investment property or second home, or they're just moving out, and buying a new owner occupied. We can help them in 43 states. They can start with us here. We'll do the consultation here locally, and then we will get them to a licensed Guild loan officer, and we can make sure, in a sense, babysit it, kind of oversee it. Obviously, if they have any challenges, they can reach back to us and we're updated what's going on. But we can also, if something goes kind of, wonky, we can get involved and help them clear any roadblocks. So that is something that's kind of unique to Guild. And honestly, they're looking at other products. They really are looking at other products. And I know we've got some unique jumbo financing too for those upper end buyers. Debt ratios going a little bit higher. Some different, some of them are now using automated underwriting. Whatever Fannie and Freddie comes back with, that they'll go with those findings. So they're getting a little easier on jumbo financing too. So that's been really nice. We have I think we have like 8 investors now in the jumbo arena.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, man. So awesome, Chad. Thank you so much. You've given us a lot of great info. I will definitely be keeping this CashPass in my back pocket in case we ever need to use it. Tell us, the people that are interested, how can they connect with you? How can they reach out to you? And, where exactly are you guys located?
Yeah, we are in River Park next to the collection. We are basically at the National University building across the street from the collection. So right there on Ventura Road, Town Center Drive. And we've got a new cool team email because we're trying to offer, we're following in your footsteps. You have an amazing team. And one thing I tell people when they are working with the Walters Group is, look, you're getting a whole team at no extra cost. You're getting a whole group of people working on your behest. And so we're following in your footsteps. And so the best number to call us at is 805-790-2500. And we are using the email Linda and spelled out and Chad team at guildmortgage.net. And that is nice because it'll get a quicker response. That's our whole goal, is to have people available at all kinds of different times. Because you gotta understand, in our world, we have to be open when the banks are open. And I understand in your world, people are looking at real estate evenings and weekends. And we want to bring more value to you and your customers. And so that's why we're basically following in your footsteps. You're a genius, my friend. You figured this out a long time ago.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. A couple more questions for you, kind of off topic. I'm asking everybody this. Chad, how long have you lived in Ventura County?
22 years.
So what do you like about living in Ventura County? Like, what are some of the favorite things that you like about living here?
The climate is amazing. It still has a small town feel for the most part. Obviously you have the ocean, you have the mountains, so there's lots to do. You've got Malibu and LA below you. You got Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo above you. And I just say you can be doing something basically 365 days of the year out there pretty much having fun. I mean, it hardly ever rains. Wish it would rain more, but you're not stuck in the house like a lot of places in the, other places in the country. They're inside because it's too hot or it's too damn cold and there's 25 feet of snow or whatever there is. There's a lot to do here. You can always be doing something.
We love Gil. I keep sending you lots of clients. Keep doing a great job. And we'll look forward to hearing from you again. And please keep us in the know if there's any other new programs or anything you guys come up with that we might be able to utilize.
Okay, sounds great, sir.
All right, right on, buddy.